what if we are able to develop a curiosity about ourselves, a curiosity about people, about the world, a curiosity that just wants to observe and understand our thoughts, feelings, needs, desires, beliefs, values, worldview, but which also wants to observe and understand people, their circumstances, their motivations, their communications, their desires, beliefs, worldviews. I used to think that curiosity was a fairly standard aspect of who I am as a person. I mean, I'd like to think I'm curious. I think about myself, I reflect, I contemplate, I learn, I ask questions to myself, to others, to the world. I'm curious. But when I look deeper into this curiosity, it's almost always tinged with judgment, with evaluation, with prejudice, with morality, and most importantly, with purpose. So, if I say something like, painting sounds interesting, I'll do it today after work, but will I be good at it? I wonder how my life would turn out if I decide not to have kids, but wouldn't my parents think of me as a disappointment? That's a pretty cool shirt, but would I look too flamboyant if I wear it? I would like to introduce myself to my neighbor, but he seems weird. Forget it. I'd like to read the Communist Manifesto. Maybe my friends and classmates will think I'm a stud if I talk to them about Marxism. These are all simplistic instances, but in each of them, my curiosity about something or someone is followed immediately either by this value judgment of goodness or disappointment, or by a prejudice, or by a purpose. And there's nothing inherently wrong about this. I mean, we all make judgments about ourselves, our choices, the people we interact with, the world that we live in. But once my curiosity has a qualifier, it becomes restricted, right? Like I'm telling myself that if I'm drawn towards something, then I must be immediately competent or good at it in order to justify my interest and time towards it. If I wish to explore an idea or a subject or a way of living, then everyone must be okay with it and everyone must validate it. Or if I wish to interact with someone, then the way they look or the way they act must be within my comfort zone of who I find acceptable. So what I'm essentially telling myself is that curiosity for the sake of curiosity isn't enough. So coming back to finding something that will help me onto the path towards happiness or fulfillment, my curiosity is once more limited if I ask myself, what can I do to put myself on the path towards fulfillment? My curiosity becomes limited because I'm only looking to find something that will lead to fulfillment. So my curiosity is then structured by these images and ideas and thoughts that I have about what I might find fulfilling or happiness inducing. And so instead of exploring myself and the world simply for the sake of exploration, I explore cautiously. I explore timidly. I explore, but bound by these invisible chains of culture, norms, expectations, timelines, fears, fucking fears of lagging behind, of failure, of looking stupid, of seeming aimless, of not fitting in. But what if I follow my curiosity non-judgmentally, aimlessly, in an open-ended manner, without requiring an answer, without requiring an outcome? Curiosity is simply and gradually to enrich my understanding or my awareness of all the voices within me. The empathy, the humor, the love, the fun, the excitement, the silliness, the child. But also the shame, the immorality, the sadness, the anger, the boredom, the inadequacy, the shadow. I don't say that this curiosity will directly put me on the path towards fulfillment, happiness, or contentment. I'm saying that just exploring the intricacies, these details of my lived experience, is itself a process that's worth my time and attention. And somewhere through this process, I might happen upon parts of my vast self that I may want to give more expression to. And the more parts of myself that are expressed, the more experiences I open myself up to. And somewhere among these experiences, I'm sure, somewhere, will be an experience of fulfillment, of happiness, of contentment, somewhere. And for some amount of time. This is important, right? Because fulfillment and happiness are not these perpetual states or feelings that can be sustained forever.